This special extra long episode of Move Damn You has been brought to you by Julio Alanya, the letter L, and the number 10. Move Damn You!
You give me your name, age, your height, your weight, and like your physical background.
My name is Zocre. I'm a professional wrestler, 10 years already, been training for 13. My height is 5'7". I weigh 152.
My name is Phoenix Star. I'm 30 years old, and I weigh 180, and I'm 5'6".
I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I almost got a scholarship to UCLA for baseball.
I played soccer, basketball. I'm currently playing baseball right now.
How often do you work out?
I work out 3 times a week.
I do 1 day of professional wrestling training, 1 day of jiu-jitsu, and 2 days of weight training at the gym, and every once in a while I'll throw another day of jiu-jitsu.
What's your favorite exercise and why?
Professional wrestling. A lot of times when people come in for the first time, they wake up the next morning, they tell me, hey, like I've never been sore from this ever in my life. Why is my head sore? Why is my neck sore in this area? And it really tests every part of your body.
Favorite exercise would be anything that has to do with legs. I think that's the most important part of a workout, just to build from the ground up.
What is your least favorite exercise?
In the gym is working out legs, because I've never been gifted in the leg department, but it's something that's essential to what I do in the ring. I'm considered a high flyer, so without my legs, I'm grounded. And in the wrestling ring or in jiu-jitsu, my least favorite in the beginning was the basics, because it's the part where you want to skip, you want to get to the exciting part. But as you grow older and experienced, you understand that is what keeps you, focused and grounded to the sport you're doing. It's what you always fall back to when you're in trouble.
The one I don't like is abs. I never work out on my abs, but I know that's very important to do, so I just have to do it.
What is the physical feat that you're most proud of?
Being able to be doing this for 10 years and still being able to hang with the young guys that are coming up that are amazing. And in jiu-jitsu is getting my blue belt and winning 3 tournaments in that level. Physically, it's just, I used to always be a skinny kid. I was those weird kids that had, like a skinny arms, skinny legs, but a big gut. And 5 years ago, I just decided to dedicate myself. I became vegetarian. I watched what I was eating and started working out, taking people's advice when it came to working out instead of trying to ignore them and try to rush. And getting to where I'm at right now was one of the proudest achievements.
I'm proud of being in the wrestling business for 10 years, but more importantly, I've been just being Socre's partner for 10, being a friend of his for 10 years.
What is the most important part of your diet?
I'll eat everything. I just try to stay away from sugary drinks. That's the one thing I just don't like to do.
I've been vegetarian for 6 years, coming in January. In the very beginning, I gave up all types of meat, and that's when I said, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta dedicate myself. I did it for personal reasons. I descend from a family that has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and bad heart. So I'm just taking an early start into my getting healthy and hoping to live a long life.
Have you ever had a serious injury or setback you've had to work around?
No serious injury, just I guess you could say training. That's where training kicks in.
I broken my clavicle bone. It set me back for maybe a couple months, but it wasn't as bad as when I popped a rib. Because when you get a rib injury, there's no surgery, there's no cast. It's just natural healing, and you know how athletes are. We're stubborn. We don't want to give it that rest it really needs. And so, yeah, I think the popped rib has been probably the worst one because it lasted over a year.
What is the biggest mistake that beginners make when they're just starting out?
I think when they rush, when say for example someone that works out, I feel like they want to get to a certain period, like they're worrying about getting big, so they overwork themselves. So they go to the gym every day. I think you just got to pace yourself, go for that goal, but take your time. You'll get there eventually.
They always want to rush everything. they want to skip, you know, the first 2 or 3 steps and go right away to the good stuff. But without those steps, you know, like you could be there, but you won't be there in proper form. You'll always be lacking something. So the basics are very important for whether it's weight training, you know, beginning with what you can do, with professional wrestling, learning how to roll and understand your body, or in jiu-jitsu, just learning how to defend. You know, a lot of people try to submit in a submission they don't understand how you even defend yet, and that's why it's very essential to, you know, master the basics.
What is the best advice that you've ever gotten, or something you think that everyone should know?
Best advice they told me was to slow down. You know, like I said, I always wanted to skip every step possible just to get to, you know, get further, and they told me, no, slow down, because next thing you know, you're going to be in that position where that you always wanted to be in, and you're going to miss those days of learning, of understanding the first times you achieve something. So yeah, I would say slow down, take your time, because you'll get there.
I heard this quote. It was, you were born an original, don't die a copy. And I think that's very important. It's just be yourself. Try to always go for your goal. Don't matter what whatever people tell you, don't listen to them. You just focus on your goal, and you're gonna get there. Just focus on it.
You have been wrestling for 10 years, and you just started like a wrestling business too, right?
Just started one, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you keep doing what you love doing? What is it that keeps you going?
I mean, I've been doing it for 10 years, and I still feel like I just started. This is one of those things where I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna go forward and forward.
It's a passion. If it wasn't a passion, I wouldn't be doing it as long as I have. I wouldn't be, you know, sacrificing time from family, from loved ones and friends to, you know, pursue this career.
The reason I started my company is because I feel like I gotta look at the future. Right now I can still do it physically. I feel like the next 10 years, I want to stay around the business, so I build the business now, so 10 years from now, when I retire, physically from doing it, I can still be around it, not having to physically do it, but at least manage a company. So I feel like all this knowledge that I've learned for these 10 years, I'll be able to apply it to the new generation that's coming up.
Again, I noticed that like you also wear a mask too. I mean, what does the mask mean for you, and what is the tradition of the mask?
I feel like this is one of the characters that I invented that I could just bring to life the way I want to bring to life, not the way anybody does it. I do my own. This is my version of me 5 times more.
Yeah, I mean, I wear a mask because I grew up watching the Lucha Libre style, you know, the Mexican wrestling, which is, you know, the ultimate tradition to, you know, be given a mask and represent it throughout your whole career, you know, representing the people who taught you, representing the people who encouraged you.
No one has seen me without the mask for these past 10 years. And it's just it's a tradition. A luchador never reveals who they are. I could be sitting next to you when the show starts. I could be your neighbor. You'll never know who I am. Because that's the tradition about this, wearing the mask.